Hello, I'm Sugar, and this is my first impressions of the Dragonflight beta. I've been playing on it for almost a week now and have had the chance to try out multiple aspects of it. I'm going to keep this video spoiler free for lore, but you will see 2 new zones and a dungeon and some quest texts. If you're cool with that, continue watching. I'll start with the new default UI. I think this is an improvement on the current iteration, and if you're already using the base UI, I think you'll enjoy these changes. If you're an Elf UI user, I don't think this is going to be enough to get you to switch over. I know it certainly isn't enough for me. While you can move almost all aspects of the UI, certain elements remain locked. The minimap, micro menu, bag menu, and raid and dungeon eye icon are all unmovable from their default locations. The max amount of bars available is 5 with 12 buttons each, and the customization options for the bars are a bit limited compared to current add-ons. It does offer bar visibility to hide in and out of combat, but it doesn't have an appear on hover option. I believe there are enough buttons to cover most classes, but for people who use macros, like to have mounts, food, and flasks on their bars, or are raid leaders, this might not be enough. Player frames also don't offer much of an option in terms of scalability, and the font on both the raid and party frames doesn't scale up with either of them, making reading the names a bit hard if you're on the visually challenged side of things like myself. I have also found that some options are not directly found in edit mode. Instead, the options and interface menu has to be opened to adjust things like number of action bars, color of raid frames, and how they display health and resources. Overall, I don't think it's bad, but it certainly could use some more polishing to make it better. Adding a way to adjust font sizes, scale things, and being able to move all elements of the UI would help. Next up, I'll talk a little bit about dragon riding, which I'm a bit on the fence about. In concept, it is very cool, but how it works in previews versus how it is in-game while leveling is a bit deceiving. Of course, I didn't expect to start out roaring at high speeds, but there is a bit of a learning curve to it, and monitoring vigor is a big part of that. I imagine as it's leveled up, we'll be able to go longer distances, but currently while leveling, once vigor runs out, you kind of just float down like a rock, unable to control even your direction, which can land you in some tough spots, like in lava if you're not careful. This is footage from when I was leveling. It does help a lot with getting around the map quickly and going from quest to quest, which I enjoy very much. I'm not a big leveling person, so anything that makes it easier I'm happy about, which brings me to the leveling itself. It's very much like it was in previous expansions, with the main quest campaign and many side quests surrounding them. This makes for a much more enjoyable leveling experience in my opinion, since you can knock out so many quests at once. The areas I've been in so far have also been lovely, with many unique mobs that we've not come across before. For once, I'm actually looking forward to leveling my main this expansion. Lastly, I'll talk a little bit about the dungeons. So far I've only managed to get through 2, and one was very bugged, so I left that footage out. This footage is from the Azure Vault, and it's giving very Northrend, Crystal Song Forest kind of vibes, which I really love. The mobs are fairly unique in their abilities and combinations. I think this one has the potential to be pretty fun in Mythic Plus, as it's fairly short while still having 4 bosses. Altogether, I think this is shaping up to be a very good expansion. I'm not going to comment on the Druid class tree at the moment because the latest iteration hasn't been implemented on the beta yet. I might do a video on it when it comes out, but don't expect anything super in-depth as I'm not a theory crafter. I just like to be told which buttons to hit. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little preview and my first impressions. If you have any questions, comments, or things you'd like to see, let me know and I'll try to get footage of it and upload it here. Okay, bye!